My name is Clary Collins, and I am the Director of Curriculum Development at Goldfish Swim School. You might not ever know that your child is ready for swim lessons. So, and I'll get into things to look for physical cues and things like that, but as a parent, I feel it's our job to make them ready for swim lessons because it's so important. So we talk about putting car seats, holding child's hand when crossing the street. So that's all led by a parent making those decisions. And we know that water safety and drowning prevention is so essential to a baby or child's wellness. So we have to make that decision to not necessarily look for cues and wait for a child to say, I'm ready for swim lessons, but to make that decision for them. Now, all of that aside, if we're talking about babies, are they ready for a swim lesson? Of course they're ready for a swim lesson. We start as early as 4 months of age for a reason, because it's a very natural, organic environment for them to be in the water and have that sensory approach to lessons that we facilitate in our Mini 1 class. And what I mean by that is babies feel a sensation, I believe, of calming when they're in the water and feeling that movement of water in a slow swing and sway, as we call it, and the sensory sounds that they might hear from the water, the splashing, parents talking, the socialization. So even at 4 months, you can just assume that your baby is ready physically as well for the introduction of our sensory play swim lessons. For older children, let's say older children like toddlers, 24 months and up, you might notice during bath time they love splashing, they love kicking, they love making noises with their hands, or they're just saying, this is fun. And you just see physically the excitement on their face when they're in water. Bathtub, as I mentioned, on vacation. Maybe they have a splash pad that you play with in the backyard. All of these things you can look to say, oh, they're really having a good time. Or maybe they like the sensation of water on their face during bath time, things like that. So you know if they are happy in that time, that's gonna translate to swim lessons because they're gonna continue to build on kicking and pulling in the water, and learning all of those water safety skills that are really important and the foundation really for what's to come at Goldfish. A child being afraid of the water is very common. We hear that quite frequently, and I can understand that, and we don't know everyone's story. There's a lot of children that we work with who may have had a scary near drowning incident, or they've witnessed something scary, and we understand that. So we're very much in tune to meeting a child where they're at to make them feel comfortable and build confidence as they continue in our lesson program. One of the things that we put a huge emphasis on at Goldfish is a support team to help guide children who might have a fear or be scared of water, because we don't want to assume that everybody's comfortable in this environment. So if you're thinking they're afraid, don't let that be the reason not to enroll swim lessons. Get them there and we will do the heavy lifting to make sure that they feel good in our lesson program. That's a good question. I think a parent wants to know that when they're committing to, a time commitment or a financial commitment. And I do have to say, though, it does depend on the child. We want to set them up for success with the curriculum, and we have systems in place in each level to make them swim farther, to stay in a float longer, to perform a skill in a different way so it's more efficient. We have all of these things in place, but sometimes putting a time limit or giving an exact time can work against a child. So we really focus in that moment, each and every lesson, of getting to those end goals and feeling successful. Absolutely, swim lessons can help reduce the risk of drowning. There's a statistic that says when your child participates in formal swim lessons, it can help reduce the risk of drowning by 88%, and that's just way too big for any number to ignore. I think when we put a child in swim lesson, we're giving them the tools of how to react, to build that muscle memory, to know how to instinctively react if they were ever in a water safety emergency. Skills that we focus on of turning around to find the closest wall, being able to roll over and to calmly be able to catch their breath, focusing on treading water so they can identify their closest surroundings, call for help, make their way to safety. And these are just crucial skills that unless you take swim lessons, you may not know. And so the more that we can routinely bring our children to swim lessons, the more that this will build part of their muscle memory, and they will know what to do instinctively and how to react if they ever need to. So for anyone that is questioning, oh, like I have to add one more thing to my night or my day with my child, and you're thinking, how am I gonna fit it in? Make it a priority. I promise you, you won't regret it. You get them there, we will take over the rest, and the smiles on their face, the confidence they build while they're at Goldfish is priceless, and I promise you won't be disappointed.